Hey guys and girls, how's it going, and welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast Resurrection with myself, Lewis. Hope you're brilliant, having yourself a great day. We're back on the Utopia server, and today I think we're going to start moving some bits and bobs over to the tanker. Yes, if you don't know what the tanker is where most of Nemgo and Inc., including me, are where we're basically getting our own tanker holds. We're getting a giant cell each within the tanker to be setting up processing and things and machines and whatnot. It's pretty cool, and I've been there and it looks great. Let me take you over there first, and then we're going to start throwing all of this together. So this is where the tanker is, and so far it looks like this. It doesn't look like much at the minute, but it is something. And these are the size of each of the holds. So this hold here is for engineering, which is going to be filled with all of Akko's engineering stuff, which is cool. And if we go over this way, we have a empty one here, which is auto crafting, which is kind of cool. And over this way, we have something things happening, and these are basically going to split out into individual cells for each person. I think Akko's going to be in this one, and I've claimed this one, yeah, Bay 2 for Lewis, which has my my lector now with my stuff. And then over this way we have all of the resources which will be getting gathered and material processing and whatnot, which is, you know, I like that. I think that's pretty funky. We have managed to get a company a company-wide ender quarry, which is currently quarrying out the deep dark, because someone managed to get, I think Nicholas, our minion, managed to get access to the deep dark. So he's gone and done that, and we're going to start quarrying it out, getting loads of stuff, so that we don't have to worry too much about resource gathering, which is going to be, you know, that's going to be mighty handy, because that's one thing when you're playing with Greg Tech, which can be a bit of a pain in the butt. But yes, so we're going to move in today, and we're going to start setting up some machines. Let me say hi to Akko. Yeah, we're going to start setting up some machines, and we're going to sort out some power, because I don't want to move my base over to here. My base is still kind of, you know, that's my home. But this is where we're going to be setting up some of our bigger machines and things like that. So we're going to need some power for that. And I was thinking how I want to do it. So, you know me, I'm Mr. Greenfingers, right? So I'm going to go with what I do best, and we're going to use some sort of farm majiggery job, but we're going to produce better power than we're currently producing now, and we're also going to produce it at a higher rate, which is going to be great, because eventually I would like to power things like my electronic blast furnace, a lot of my machines and whatnot, and that's how we're going to do it. So instead of going from factorization to Greg Tech, which is what we're doing at the minute, because we're getting the carrots into the facto and then we're using the steam to do that stuff, we're instead going to go from Mine Factory Reloaded into IC2, then into Greg Tech. So I'm covering 3 boards right there, and that means that I'll have IC2 power as well as Greg Tech power. So if I want to do some IC2 stuff, because, you know, jetpacks and all that stuff, I want to go into that. So it kind of, you know, it kills 2 birds with 1 stone, which is exactly what I've been hoping to do. Now, I've been making some bits. If we have a look in here, I've made myself a geothermal generator. Now, we're not actually going to use lava gen, because that's going to be a pain in the butt. That means that we have to transfer lava and stuff, and that's just more chunks loaded that, you know, don't need to be loaded. I've also made myself a bioreactor. Oh yes, and I've made myself a few other bits that we're going to be using. Now, we have these bronze plates. First thing to do is we're going to need to put ourselves together a place to store our power, and we're going to do that inside a CESU, which is going to be pretty funky. So we need a load of advanced batteries, and we need a load of bronze plates, and we need an insulated copper cable. So let's grab ourselves one of this, and we will throw this together. So I believe it's these and this with some bronze plates, and that gives me my CESU, which outputs 128 EU per tick, which is great. Now, if we're going to want to convert it into Greg Tech power, we're going to need to use ourselves a transformer, which is going to be the way that we're going to turn it into Greg Tech power. Now, transformers obviously transform in 2 ways, so it doesn't have to be 128 to 32, it could be 32 to 128. We can change the, oh, it says there, use rubber hammer to invert. But we actually are going to have it go from 128 to 32, because then we can power all of our Greg Tech machines off of it, which is exactly what I'm looking to do. But we will have a source of 128 for things like the EBF. So, you know, it gives us 2 ways of being able to do it, which is great. So we're going to need to make one of these. I'm going to need to get myself a machine hole, all of these good bits and bobs. So we're going to need to make ourselves some steel. So let's grab 8 of you. And we will get to this rolling. Good stuff. And then we're going to start building the farm, because we're going to use a farm, as always, with every one of my builds. It includes a farm. And it includes Mine Factory Reloaded, which is great. So we're going to do that. Now, I'm going to use myself a planter for this, but I think what I'm going to do is I might ask Ego or Nemson, because they're getting well into their farmcraft at the minute, if I could be so kind as to borrow 2 golems for planting and picking up. Because, you know, that's one machine less that doesn't require power. So, now that we've got these, let's make ourselves one of these guys. We're going to need a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Also going to need 2 of these and a little bit of this. It's very scary that I'm actually starting to remember all of the GregTech recipes now. That means that I've gone somewhere very wrong in life. Yes. Alright, so we got that. We're going to need ourselves some of this. So we need 4 of these. Let's get 4 of you. That's my phone going off. Good times. And we'll get 1 of you. And I believe it's something like this. Yeah. Low voltage transformer. MV to LV. Good stuff. Now, if you don't know how the IC2 power and the GregTech power works, is they're 2 completely different types of power. They might sound the same, and they are kind of the same, but they're 2 different types. So you can't power IC2 machines off of GregTech and vice versa. But you can transform the power. Now, when you transform the power, you have to bear in mind that you're transforming 128, so you have to use yourself a low voltage transformer. So that's the reason why we've got that one. Now, we have the CSU, we have the low voltage transformer. What else are we going to need? We're going to need our Geogen and universal cells. And we're also going to need some of this. So let's get ourselves some iron plates. Good stuff. And we're going to beat these up into some refined iron plates. Oh, I've already got some. Oh, man. Well, at least we've got some more now. We're going to beat these up into refined iron plates. And we're going to pop you in the middle. And I think the recipe is this. So it's that. Yeah, a semi-fluid generator. That's what we're going to be using, because that's going to be creating our power for us. Now, you may be thinking, well, how are you going to get your semi-fluid for it? Well, I'm going to show you that. Just you wait. Now, let's make our way downstairs, because this is going to be a fairly hefty build. I'm going to take some of this stuff, I think. So let's grab you for the time being. We'll put another one back down there later. And we're also going to take you, because I don't need any more apples or anything like that at the minute. But I will make another one at some point, but for the time being, we don't need it. So we'll grab you. Good stuff. Gives me my upgrade and all of those bits. Okay. Let's put some of this away. I have so much random rubbish on me. We'll get all of you. We'll hang on to you. Get rid of you. Don't need arrows. Alright, that's looking a little bit better. And we've got this cell that's filling up at the minute. It's a minion cube designed by Nicholas. He doesn't have to record video, so he can kind of fly through the mods as fast as he likes, whereas I have to restrain myself so that you guys get a bit of content. Now, he's gone and made all of these, and he made us all a minion cube each, which is great. So I've been slowly filling this up, because this is going to be what's going to power our harvester for the time being, until someone kindly donates me a couple of golems, which I will ask for probably after finishing this episode. But now that we've got that, let's go back, and we're going to start setting this place up. So I'm going to want a little bit of glass. Here we go. And I'm going to need a load of dirt. Probably not that much, but why not? And I'm also going to need some... Let me think. We got glass. We got that. I've got tanks. We're going to need a way to turn it into soil, aren't we? So we're going to need some hose. So let's take with us a stack of oak and some cobblestone. Poof. Alright. I think that should do it. Brilliant. Let's make our way over to the boat. We're probably missing something. I know we haven't got the energy cube. We'll come back for that later. But for now, this should hopefully do the trick. I already feel like I'm missing something. Like, like literally, I'm already like, well, I've missed something. It's gonna happen. Wow. All right, so let's build this over in the corner over here. Now we're gonna want to measure this out because it's going to be a regular 9x9 farm, I believe. So we're gonna kind of want it here-ish, I think. So if we go from here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to go up 2 so that I can actually build this a little bit further up, because I would like to get underneath it. And it also means, because Akko's soon going to be coming around here. What's that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, Akko's soon going to be coming around here. He's going to be making the place look fancy, because this is his ship, really, and he's loaning it out to us, which is very nice. And he has a particular vision of how this is going to look. Now, if any of you, and I actually quite like it because I approve, if you've ever watched Resident Evil, the later ones, I believe, if you've seen the umbrella ship, that's what it's going to look like. So it's like the boat that looks all kind of beaten up and torn down on the outside, and then on the inside it's like some sort of technical lab of awesomeness. That's exactly what he is going for, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on that, but it is going to be absolutely awesome. Alright, so we'll get you, get these guys down, then we'll find the middle and lay down our sprinkler system, because, you know, we might as well help it along its way. Plus, we're going to want to fertilize it and all that good stuff. But once we have golems, our life is going to be like so much easier. Alright, so we can go to you. Now the middle is here, and it is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, good stuff. Alright, so we're going to want to put in a tank. Poof. And we're going to want a sprinkler. And down here, we're going to get ourselves a aqueous accumulator, because I got one of those earlier, and this should go straight into there, hopefully. Yeah, looks good. Alright, we're going to want a little bit of glass around here, so let's put there, 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 and there. Cool, cool. And we're also going to want some water buckets. I'm going to be fast with this as well. Hop, hop, hop. Hey! And the same for this side. So at the minute we're just setting up a regular farm, but we will get there eventually. So switch you two out. Hop, hop, hop. Hey! Alright, and we should be making water, and that should be going into the sprinkler system. Yes, it is. Brilliant. Alright, so we need our harvester, which is going to go this way round. So we're going to want it kind of over here. It's going to go here. Whew, good stuff. And now that we've got that, I'm thinking of putting a barrel on the back so that we can collect the stuff from there. So I might go back and get a barrel, because we're going to be harvesting taters. So it might be worth getting a load of potatoes while we're at it. I think that might work. Let's get a chest. Let's start by at least getting ourselves a chest so we can put all our stuff in there. So we'll grab you. I'm going to put my that needs to go upstairs. That, some wires, some things. All right, that's looking good. And you need to go in there. Alright. Okay, that's cool. Let's go back and get ourselves a barrel. And then we'll sort the rest. I've already got a barrel. Brilliant! Nice. Alright, so we got a barrel. And this is going to allow us to transfer out the potatoes, but also gives us a buffer, because, well, I like living off of potatoes, and I'm sure maybe some of the people who are going to be inhabiting this ship would quite like a tater or two, so if they would like to come and grab themselves a tater, there is absolutely nothing stopping them. So I'm going to place that there. And I think it should still go in there. I'm not 100% sure. I hope it will, but yeah, that should be a thing. Alright, so I'm going to go back to the base. I'm going to get myself a load of crop sticks, and I'm going to plant all of this up, because that will be mega boring to watch. Alright, so I've gone ahead and laid down all the potatoes and the crop sticks. So they're going to slowly grow over time. And they're going to get harvested and sent into this barrel. Now, what I'm going to want to do from here is I'm going to take the stuff out the barrel. Now, this barrel is basically going to be like a buffer. You know, if we get more potatoes than we can use, which eventually we will do, it's just going to take some time, we'll be able to use them for other things. Now, we're going to have this come out of here, and this is going to go into our bioreactor. Now, a good thing with all the MFF stuff, or yeah, the MFS stuff, is that the bioreactor and another machine I'm going to use in a minute don't require any power, which is great. And if I can get some golems instead of a harvest, then that means that I'm going to be using any power at all to make this power. Now, you are going to kind of think, well, you could do this with some forestry stuff, but you'd be wrong, because the forestry stuff will require me to use power, and obviously, if you're using power to make power, then you're losing a small amount of power to make that power. So if I can get away with not having to use any power at all to make power, then that's better. So let's put this guy around here, I guess. Should we have it around here? No, we can have it down there. I kind of want it... Let's put it here. Yeah. Alright, so we'll have that there. And we're going to want our potatoes to come out of here and come down. And these are going to go into our unifier. Cool stuff. Now, with our unifier, it's going to go ahead, it's going to take the potatoes and it's going to turn them into biofuel. Now, the biofuel that this makes, we can't use with any of the industrial craft stuff. But what we can do is we can unify it in a unifier. And this will turn the biofuel into ethanol at no additional cost. Then we can use the ethanol inside our semi-fluid generator to make power. So yeah, you can kind of see where I'm going with this. Now, I have made myself a load of drums because I want to go ahead and make buffers all along the line, because this is one of those type of things that's going to create power slowly. But my thinking is we're on a chunk loaded area now, so this whole area, this whole tanker is going to be chunk loaded, which means I can take full advantage of that. Instead of having to make large amounts of power quickly, I can make slow amounts of power over time, and it's going to, you know, it's not going to make any difference to me. So we'll have that come out of there. And our first drum is going to go here, I think. So we'll have that there. So that's going to go into there. Then we're going to want the fluid to come out of this drum and go into our unifier, which is going to be sat here. Here we go. So this can come along like that. And then our unifier is going to go ahead and make more for us. Actually, do I really want that there? I kind of wanted that stuff coming out the back. I could move this round. No, that would be a pain. We'll do it this way. Alright, so we'll have another transfer node here with our other barrel here. There we go. So that's where all of our ethanol is going to go. And then with our ethanol, that's going to go out of here into this guy, like such. There we go. Actually, no. No, do I really want that? I don't really want that connecting to that. This is going to be a pain because I want to try and get it kind of compactish without stuff going everywhere. I guess we could do it like this, couldn't we? Yeah, that'll work. So that'll go in there. That's going to then go into this guy, and then this is going to get powered into the CESU, like such, and it's never ending. Then we want to use the low voltage transformer here, like that, and that's going to change the 128 into 32, and then we can have wires coming out going to our GregTech machines. That should hopefully work, but I might put a battery buffer in between just in case we do run out of power, which we shouldn't do if we leave it, but you never really know. So we've got 3 forms of fluid plus the 2 from there. This should work just fine. Now I just need to go get myself some power. So I'm going to go grab my energy cell and we'll be right back. Alright, so I've gone and got a load of bits. Let's see if we can make this work. Now, I've got some potatoes to get it going anyway, but I'm going to put the minion cube up here. And is this power in this? It is. Good stuff. So when this works now, which hopefully it will, so we should see potatoes go in there and get brought down to here, which will get changed into you. And, oh, there we go, look, ethanol. Ethanol goes into the semi-fluid generator and produces power. Oh yes, we done it. Love it. So the unifier is used for many things, not just doing this. You can unify bazillion different things. It basically works on like the Forge dictionary, but because the way the fluids are done, the biofuel and the ethanol are classed as the same thing, which means that we can transfer them between mods like that, which is great, you know. So that's what I'm probably going to be doing. Now, the way that I was talking about before with the forestry is you can use things like the still and the other one that works with that, but I'm pretty sure they both require power. So again, that's using power to make power, and I'm not cool with that. I want to try and limit that as much as possible, because we're obviously we won't be getting as much in the long run if that's the case. But yeah, we made ourselves a little bit of power, which is great. Now, I can guarantee you that if I log off for the night and go to sleep or whatnot and come back in the morning, I'll have a perfectly fine, filled up CSU ready for the next day, which is great. So I can get loads more of these power things made, start storing up a big buttload of power. And when I need to use my machines for anything, we should find that we have a decent amount there ready to be used. And because it's running at 128 EU per tick, and I now have the EBF running, as soon as I get myself enough of the aluminium to make myself a medium voltage input hatch, I'll be able to run straight out of this, which is great. Now, let's see if this works. I don't know if this is going to work. I would like to put this here and then put that in there. I don't know if it's going to work, though. Oh, it is. Brilliant. So that's going to bring out of there. Yeah, nice stuff. And then that's going to power that for us. So weird. All right, and then we can have this come out of here and go into you. So I could have... We want to remember that obviously the more that we use, the more cable that we use, the more power we're going to be wasting. So I don't want to use too much, but we could have them like on top, so we could have like that there and then that there, like that. We can have like a row of machines that I can use. I'm going to change all this around. This is just for demonstration purposes of showing you guys how I'm going to do it, but once I get a few hours spare, I'm going to redesign all this to actually kind of looks a little bit nicer, you know, and maybe make a load more CSUs and things, get a good lineup of CSUs, find a nice place to put all of the electric machines. But that is pretty much that. We should be able to use this guy as well. Let's pop you in there. Yeah, it worked. It's amazingly loud because I haven't got mine. I forgot to bring over my sound mufflers. But yes, it works just fine. Very nice. And as the potatoes grow and they get harvested, they're going to do their thing. I think there is working, because this guy isn't backing up. I want to make sure there is actually putting the potatoes into the barrel, but it should do, because the barrel inputs on all sides, so it should work. You know, it's kind of like a chest, and it's just a one-slot chest pretty much. So that should be a thing. I don't know if I have a watering can. I don't think I do. No. Alright, well that's cool. I was going to see if I could quickly bone meal a little bit to see if that does the trick. Actually, I put some bone meal in here, didn't I? Let's grab a little bit of you. See if this works. Can we... Oh, we can't bone meal these crops, can we? I totally forgot about that. Oh well, that's fine. We'll leave that in there. We'll let it do its own thing. I'll place a few more in here. We can see it in action once more. So we'll pop you in there. They come out. They go into here. You'll be able to see the buffer going up. Then that goes into here. We should see the unifier do its thing. Although, yeah, it's doing it way too fast. It's going so fast you can't even see it unifying. And then that's making more power for us. Brilliant. Now you will find that there are certain things that are better for the bioreactor than potatoes. One of the main ones is mushrooms, so setting up a decent mushroom farm is probably going to be the better one. Some things are great as well. Saplings are really useful as well, that's another thing. But yeah, I think we've got a decent setup here. I like it. Once we expand it a little bit more, it's going to work a lot nicer. Once we get the potatoes growing fast, that's going to be great. I would like to get myself some lily pads of fertility so that we can really boost up the speed of these potatoes growing. And then we're going to have loads of power, which is great. All the power. Going into here. Like I said, I don't really want to go into advanced generators because I think that's a little bit too easy. So I'd like to, you know, fiddle around. And you know me, I like playing and making mods do silly things and running all my machines off of potatoes and using all these unifier and things. I just find it a good laugh. And it's a lot of fun. Plus it means that we now have IC2 power as well. So once I've, you know, left this for a few hours and come back and this guy is full and this guy is full and the fluid that's inside the barrels is full, that's going to take a very long time. But if it does ever get backed up, we'll start seeing potatoes inside the barrel, then we'll know that everything here is full. And I can start using the industrial craft power for other things as well. Or we could just put another one of these CSUs on the front or the back, and then we could have it charging 2 different CSUs, so I have one just for the IC2 power. But yeah, I think that's going to be that for today's episode, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Akko is soon going to be coming around. I think he's going to never quarter the place up to make it look like some sort of awesome underground laboratory, but not underground, under the surface of a tanker that looks rusty. You know, go watch Resident Evil. I think you probably know which one I'm on about. The one with the boat and then the airships come and the people run and there's the guy that doesn't die. That thing, that old story over and over again. Alright, so a quick edit before we finish. It looks like potatoes don't work with these sticks and the harvester. I had them fully grown and it wasn't doing a thing. Now, my reasoning behind that is it only picks stuff when they're fully grown, and when potatoes are on crop sticks, when they turn to potatoes, they're not actually fully grown because they've got a stage beyond that where they turn into poisonous potatoes, because if you leave them too long, they go off, basically, with these crop sticks. So, I've changed it out for carrots for the time being, so this has now become Carrot Power Mark II. We've moved from steam to ethanol. That's how we do things. I like it. So those are going to grow, do the things, do the magic for us. We've already filled up our sodium battery, which is great, and we're now starting to back up the CSU, which is basically just one giant battery for us. So, yes, good times. Alright, now I'll see you later. Have yourself a great day, and bye-bye.